What's going on, everybody? I'm making this video while I'm driving. Highly irresponsible, highly reckless, but nonetheless I'm doing it anyways. So I wanted to make this video about finding home. What is home? Home is where you feel like your greatest attributes and highest self are the most free to manifest themselves. And for most of my life, I was living in a place that was just full of losers and really low energy, unbelievable low energy. My God, I can't even believe it. I mean, so not for me. And, I was living in a place that, whatever, I was raised up there, not my choice, but it was a place that could never handle me. It was a place, when you look up at the sky at night, most of the sky is black, but then you see some stars. And I always viewed myself as a star amongst just an infinitesimal amount of blackness. And it may sound arrogant, but I'm just speaking my truth according to my perceptions. And I'm never going to stop doing that, because that's what winners do. You got to set yourself apart, and don't be afraid to acknowledge your greatness. And that, we have such a cancer in society called false humility, and these 12-step programs are just full of it. Oh, just pathetic. So I found my home. I found my home in the Angeles Crest Mountains of LA. I found my home in the beaches of Southern California, and I just found tremendous people that are just total rock stars, unbelievable people in LA and San Diego. And now I'm gonna make that my home. And I grew up in a place where people could only dream of even going to LA or San Diego. Or Southern California I believe it's the greatest place on earth. And a lot of people where I grew up from, they never even left the state that they were born in, or the neighboring states. Maybe they went up to Florida on a vacation for 3 days, but they're very low energy, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to high energy. I like high energy, and that's what stars are. Stars are high energy. And so you got to find an environment that allows you to manifest your greatest attributes. And for me, that's been Southern California. And I just want to make this because I think that for a lot of young men, you can't help where you're raised. But where you're raised is going to affect who you become. It's the law of 5, right? You're going to become the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. And so the past 4-5 months I've been traveling around the country, mostly the western part of the country, and I've been to Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, but they're all great, but they're not California. They're not LA. They're not even San Diego. So, and it's just an unbelievable feeling to know that you're in a place that you love, that compliments you, that really, it's like the soil is rich for the seeds of your greatness to grow into just the biggest, most beautiful, magnificent crops of greatness that you'll ever see, you'll ever touch, you'll ever taste. And what a gift this is. What a gift it is to find where you're supposed to be. And I've had to travel many places to realize that wasn't it. And I always sold myself short because I never thought I could make it, and what a lie that is. I mean, boy, the stories we tell ourselves become habituated, and then they become subconscious, and then we're not even conscious that at one point they were just thoughts, that they were just stories that were told to us, or that they were imprinted on us, or it's crazy how the subconscious mind works. A lot of great books out there. One of them is James Joyce writes about the bicameral mind. I forget the exact title of it, but fantastic book. So, that's that's really where I'm at, I mean, stop. I want to make this video to tell you guys, stop, really pay attention to the stories you tell yourself, and so many of them are bullshit, and they're told to you by losers. And, a lot of people will try to instill doubt in you when you want to do something that they're afraid of, because if you do it, then they'll have to look at why they didn't do it, and then they'll have to question themselves. And most people don't like to question themselves because they're living, the massive men live lives of quiet desperation. What's condemnation is confirmed resignation, or something like that, Henry David Thoreau says. And maybe I botched it, but you get the point. So, if you're out there and, maybe, ask yourself, like, if I could choose where I would live, would it be where I grew up? And if it's not, then you need to make a move. And you need to make a move where you want to be, not where you think you can make it, because I've tried that. That's living in Arizona for me. Of course I made it there, but, it's not where I want to be. Never has, never will be. And, I found where I want to be, and my energy is unbelievable. It's higher than it's ever been. And my creativity has just taken a whole new level by just being around what my intuitive sense has always told me that I need to be around. And I'm so ready to just, flatten my wings and dig in my roots and plant seeds and plant roots and just, become part of an amazing community of just amazing people, of just people that really want to be great and want to be the best that they can be, and not live at the mediocre 9-to-5, mediocre Midwest manufacturing type of life, beer belly, 6-pack of beer, go to church, watch football on Sundays, have a wife that, isn't really attractive, but you're with her because you didn't think you could do any better. That's not for me. Now, the Midwest, they can live their lives like that. That's okay. But that's not the LA way to do things. And that's just, I'm like so fucking excited and ecstatic about life. Never have been. And when people say geographical cures don't work, don't listen to them. Because, and I respect people who believe that way, because a lot of times that is true. But sometimes, like, when your heart's telling you need to go somewhere, and you're there and you're like, this place is everything I've ever thought it would be and better, then you found home. So find home. Bye.